Hey everyone, I'm in Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord and I want to show you how the character area works. So to access it, you want to be in this little mode here, and if you're not in this on the Xbox, if you hit the B button, so if you're in this mode, hit B and you'll get this little cursor come up, and then move down with your left stick over the character, press A, and you will jump into the character view. What I'm going to do is turn off my camera now for you so you can see how this all works. So let's just turn this off a minute and talk about these different things. So on the left hand side we have our skills, and we also have like these main overriding things here, or sort of overarching attributes. So we have vigor, we have control, endurance, we have cunning, social, and intelligence. Now, if you want to know about any more of these, if you hit A, but when you're hovering over them, you'll get a bit more information. So you can see this one, vigor, represents the ability to move with speed and force. It's important for melee combat. The skills that are bound are these, which are the skills that we see to the right. So you can see increasing vigor makes it easier to learn bound skills and also raises their limit. So as we go through these, you can see there's control, here's endurance, here's cunning, and all these other ones. So you can access them all here, easy enough. Now, you can see there's a number underneath each of these, and this is how much I've pumped into these, how much of these I've pumped into them, and these are called attribute points. So the more you pump into them, the more it will sort of sway your learning ability on these things here, which I think it said on there, doesn't it? Yeah, easier to learn the bound skills. So these are bound skills. So you can see I've heavily pumped it into vigor, which means I should learn these kind of combat skills quite aggressively. Now, if I want, I could go and improve some of these other ones. So, for example, intelligence down here, you can see I've got a free attribute point, and this would help me with steward, medicine, and engineering. Now, this particular game, I was learning how things work, so my split of these is perhaps not the best. So it's worth having a good think about these as to what's important to you. The difficulty with Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord is it depends on how you want to play, whether you want to be like a trader or you want to be the army leader. Do you want to go in and start battling face to face? All up to you. So it depends on what you want. But if you wanted to spend an attribute point on here to improve the learning of intelligence, you know, like the little sub skills, you can press A here, and that's all done, ready to go. Now, you've not quite done it until you confirm it, so you can still make changes here, but at the minute, that's how I've spent that free attribute point, and you can see now intelligence says 3. Now, these are our little sub skills here that are linked to each of these. So these ones here are this, and if you see a little shield up the top right, it means you've upgraded this particular ability enough to do a special kind of little sub upgrade, I suppose. And you get a little bonus here which shows here. So anything that's shown in the brown area means you've learned this enough to take one of these little perks. And there are a choice of 2 perks in the case of this one. So if we hit A here, we can see a bit of information about it. So it says, well, which one would you like? Do you want to be Basher or do you want Deflect? So you can see one-handed weapons you wield have their handling increased by 20% with the Deflect down the bottom there. Or Shield Basher. Now, Shield Bashers now deal 50% more damage and stun the enemies for longer. So you go with either one. I'm going to go with Deflect in this case by pressing A. So that's done. Now you can see I've pumped a lot of focus points into the one-handed weapon here. So what this basically means is as I do one-handed combat, this is going to improve quicker by a factor of 9.25 over if I had no focus points in here. So if you want to increase any of the learning of something, you can use your focus points to do this. So for example, if we go down to Steward, and if I wanted to increase this quicker, I can put a focus point here by pressing the A button. Now your free focus points show up here, so you can see I've still got 1 spare. I've pumped 1 into here, but that's now increased the learning rate to 5.25, so this is going to increase quicker than it was before. And you can do the same with any of these as we go. So if we have a little look at leadership here, so you can see this increases the morale of parties under my command by 3.4, increases garrison size by 6.8. So if I wanted to improve this, I could add a focus point here, and that would do that as well. And you can see again I've got a little upgrade option here where I could upgrade that. Now you don't have to do this now, you can do that at any point. You can do, you know, part of your upgrades now and leave some for later. That's entirely up to you. Now if you're not sure about a particular area here, like, you know, how you upgrade it or something, so for example smithing, you can hit the plus button here and it'll tell you a little bit more. So it says how to learn. Use Smithy to create weapons, refine materials, and smelt old weapons. So that will help you with it here. The little eye just flicks you to the standard little small version here. So you can see max difficulty of the weapon that can be smith without penalty is 0, because I have no skills really in this area at the minute because my level is so low. So if we go back to the one-handed here and have a little look at the eye on here, It should tell us. In this case, there's nothing there to see, so sometimes it will have no information. So that's about it. If you want to cancel where you've spent your points, so in this particular visit to the character tab, you can hit the reset button here. And if we do that, you can see that my little points go back here. So I've got 1 there and 2 there, and everything is back to how it was before. And if I'm happy with that, I can either cancel out, or if I wanted to spend them, and if I hadn't hit the back button, I could just do done with X, and that is it, my friends. That's how this area works. I hope that was useful to you. If it was, hang on, let me put my camera back on. I hope that was useful to you. If it was, give us a thumbs up, please. That's much appreciated. Any comments, welcome. And if you like this sort of stuff and you want to be kept up to date with future Bannerlord videos, tutorials, and also tutorials on other games like FIFA 23, Elden Ring, and other games that I cover, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much.